Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel today. For today's video, I wanted to speculate on who else could be reincarnated on the show from and who they could be. After the last couple of episodes of season 3, we learned that Jade and Tabitha are reincarnations of their previous selves. So let's try and find out if there are anyone else that's as well. So I wanted to start with Abby, who is Boyd's wife, and I want to start with her because out of their family, I think she's the who seems connected to the town. And in the flashback that we see in season 1, we see Abby is staring off in the distance and Ellis asks her if she's alright. And she says that she remembers a dream that she had when she was a child. So we can probably assume that she's here probably in a previous cycle, in a past life, and she had to be one of the ones that did not sacrifice their kids as well as Jade and Tabitha. But initially, after seeing Acosta and after finishing season 3, I thought that she could be the reincarnation of Abby, but I don't think that's the case. I think that she is probably like someone else. I think that she could be like tied or connected to Abby somehow, but not the reincarnation of Abby. Her and Abby both have a lot of similarities as well, like both being in, well, Abby was in the military and Acosta is a police officer, and they both almost kind of have like similar personalities from the little bit that we've seen of them both so far. But I definitely do not think that Acosta is the reincarnation of Abby, because Abby died like 2 years ago in the show, and Acosta seems like she's in her late 20s, like early 30s, so their ages would not really match up for her to be the reincarnation of Abby. But who do y'all think Acosta could be? Let me know in a comment. And as for Boyd and Ellis, I don't think that they have previous versions of themselves. I think since they are connected to Abby, they were brought in the town as well. And the same can be said for Miranda, and she is Victor's mom, and we know she had many visions of the town because we can see all of her drawings, and even some of her drawings have like pictures of people wearing like very old style clothing. So she could be from that. She could be remembering like times from that cycle, like the very first cycle. But Eloise and Victor were also dragged in this with her, and unfortunately we don't have a flashback scene like we did with Abigail and Boyd and Ellis, but there's a little bit of stuff that we can gather. One of the biggest possible clues for Eloise is all of her drawings as well. A lot of her drawings show like a lot of different things that have happened in the town or are around the town, and Victor does say that these are the drawings that she would draw after hearing the stories that her mom would tell her. So it could just be her just drawing from that, but it also could be that she might have a connection to the town as well, like her mom does. But for Victor, I personally don't think that he might be a reincarnation. I do think that he is just a child of Miranda, and with him being in the town the longest, he probably that's the reason why he knows the most about everything. But we also have Tabitha and her family, and we already know that Tabitha is a reincarnation of one of the townspeople that did not sacrifice their children. And so what about the rest of her family? Well, we can probably just go ahead and take Jim off the list, and after that leaves Ethan and Julie. But let's talk about Ethan first. We have seen him throughout the show to like have a lot of answers throughout the show for a lot of the mysteries that have gone on, and we know that he says it's from his book that he's been reading, The Adventures of the Chronicle, or whatever the title of that book is. I can't exactly remember, and it could be more than that. It could be like when Jade just knew automatically the song that just popped in his head. It could be he could have some connection to the town as well, to where he just knows these things or something. I'm not really too sure what it could be. We don't have a lot of clues just yet about that. But as for Julie, I don't think that the writers would give her so much. She already has the ability to like story walk or time travel, so I don't think that she is reincarnated either. I think this is a lot like what's going on with Miranda and Abigail, with those two being the people that are the souls that are getting reincarnated, as well as Tabitha, and they are bringing their families in to the town because of their connection to them. But yeah, I personally think that there are only like 3 or 4 people that are being reincarnated to come back and try to break this cycle or curse on the town, and the rest are just brought in because that is their family at the time. At least that's what I'm thinking. And I wanted to talk about Elgin really quick. He seems like that he could be connected to someone very important from the past, because when he arrives he is super freaked out because it's almost like he recognizes the town, and he starts to freak out, and then he vomits in the van as well. And after all that, he seizes and stuff like that. It goes through a lot in those like beginning of episodes when he gets introduced. But he also says that his grandmother created like totems and other things to ward off like evil spirits and stuff like that. And it made me think, could she be the person who made the talismans, or maybe even the ones who created those totems that we see in season 3? Because of Elgin, he does have visions of the town, and every other person that had a vision of the town are somehow connected to it as well. For example, like with Tabitha, when she was young, she talked about how she had dreams of seeing these rocks, and those rocks were found in the forest of the From Town. So, and the same thing with Miranda, with all of her paintings that she had drawn from her visions as well. So if his grandma has nothing to do with it, we know at the very least that Elgin is probably a reincarnation of one of the older townspeople. But that's all that I have for you today. And do you think that everyone is being reincarnated, or is it just a few people like I explained in this video? Or whatever theory do you have, just let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, and if you liked the video today, leave a like, and if you would also subscribe so you'll be alerted for my next videos that are coming up. But thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye everyone.